Alright, hello boys and girls, welcome to Homeschool Academy. We're going to be talking about 4th grade science and technology today. And week number 27 is what we are going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about changes in shadows, tides, seasons, and in the moon as well. So what causes changes of shadows? Well, you've seen a shadow of yourself before, right? So a shadow of an object is the image of the object, which is usually dark, which is cast to the ground on the opposite side of a light source. So if you were to shine a light source, for example, on your body, on the opposite side is going to be your shadow. The size, which is the length, and the wideness or the width of the shadow changes depending on the light source. The position of the sun affects the size of our shadows, for example. So shadows are going to be long when the sun is low on the horizon. And when the sun is really high in the sky, shadows are shorter. So that is the reason shadows change. And you can use this exercise to prove that point. Get a flashlight in a dark room to change the size of shadows cast on an object. A ruler, for example. Move the light away from the ruler, check the shadow. Move it close to the ruler. Check the shadow. You're going to see the shadow is going to get longer, shorter, wider, thinner. All right. So changes in seasons. There are 4 major seasons on the earth. There is the winter, right? You know that. There is the spring, there is the summer, and there is the fall or the autumn. These seasons change from time to time because the earth is tilted along its axis. So if you remember from previous lessons, we talked about how there is a tilt, right, of the earth along this axis over here. That's responsible for changing seasons. So because the earth is not sitting up straight as it rotates around its axis, there is going to be change of seasons over there. All right, what about changes in the moon? Well, changes occur in the moon. You see sometimes half moon, quarter moon, full moon, and all that. Well, the amount of moon we see depends on its relative position to the sun and the earth. So this is the moon over here. So on earth, we're going to see the moon as completely black. But the reason is it is blocking the sun rays. So it's not able to reflect the sun rays when it's directly over here. And as it moves over here, then we're going to see a little bit part of it. A little bit of the sun is going to be reflected by the moon to us. And for the most part, other parts of the sun may not be reflected to us. Well, that is the explanation for the reason the sun or the moon actually changes to us. And you're welcome to click on these links over here in your workbook or type it into your browser to see additional explanations over there. All right. Did you get something from it? So that's what we talked about today. Changes in shadows, tides, and seasons, and the moon. Or potentially just changes in shadows, seasons, and in the moon as well. Because we didn't get to talk about tides today. All right. So please go ahead and turn to page number 52 and 53. You are going to see additional tips over there to help you to retain this content a little bit better. I want to thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today. Remember, God cares about you, and so do we. Bye-bye.
I'll be your hero's buddy, and as you study with heroes born.